Hi everyone, today I've chosen to do a video on what I feed my guinea pig and why I feed them it, because I think it's really important that if you've chosen fod foods, you need to be aware of what's in them, why you've chosen them, and not just blindly, come onto YouTube and, seeing that everybody watches on YouTube, uses this food, so it must be good, so I'm going to use this food. You also need to take into consideration your guinea pigs, the weight of your guinea pigs, the breed of guinea pig. You can't just say, oh, that must be a good food because such and such uses it. So, as you can see, I've got a variety of different foods here, and at the moment I'm using these Team Omega C pellets and Wag Optimum. Wag Optimum is what they've been on most recently, and I'm introducing these pellets into it. I also have Woodland's Guinea Pig Food and Forage, Burgess XL. I've got a variety of fruits and vegetables, and I've got a bag of hay. So firstly, I'm going to tell you why I'm no longer feeding my guinea pigs Burgess XL. They were on this, and basically everyone in the UK thinks this is the best food for their guinea pig. Which maybe you think it is the best food for your guinea pig, but I don't think it's the best food for my guinea pigs. I was blindly feeding them this because it comes highly recommended. The bag recommends it, people on YouTube recommend it, it's veterinary recommended. But I didn't actually look at it. I didn't, look into it and see, is it actually good for my guinea pigs? The first clue I had that perhaps it's not as good as described is when somebody else told me, oh, it's perhaps best not to feed them that because it has meat proteins in it. So the first thing I did was look at the ingredients, and there's nothing on the ingredients that say there's meat protein in it. So I was like, okay, I don't really understand that. So I went online and tried to ask around on there and research myself to see if there was meat protein, and to be perfectly honest, I couldn't find any evidence of meat protein, and I think it's something to do with the factory it's made in. Well, do you know what, unless, the person who works on, say, whatever the meat is, on the chicken counter, dips their hand in chicken and then comes over and dips it in the Burgess XL, this isn't an issue. I don't really think that's an issue. If there's actually meat in it, yes. But what bothered me was, one of my guinea pigs, who's 6 months old, is currently overweight. At the moment, I've got him down, and listen to me, I'm saying down to 2 pounds. And I couldn't understand why he's putting on so much weight. He's getting the correct amount of food. In fact, I reduced the food. I've been feeding him separately. Well, it's working now, obviously, because he's lost some weight. So I thought I must research the ingredients of this. And I found that the first 10 ingredients contain something called, I'm not sure how to say it, so don't quote me, like lucerne, something like that anyway. I'll find where I got that information and put it in the down bar when I have time. And that's basically, the first 10 ingredients contain alfalfa. So this is an alfalfa baked pellet. Here it is. Where's the word? Lucerne. Which is alfalfa. And a bunch of the other ingredients, I'll also link those when I have time, they all contain alfalfa. So basically this is an alfalfa based pellet. So yeah, Burgess XL, although it's for all guinea pigs, shouldn't really be fed in the quantities it tells you to adult guinea pigs, because it's basically promoting for them to have extra weight on, as alfalfa can be fattening in older guinea pigs. And aside from that, regular alfalfa has too much calcium in it, which can cause bladder stones. If your guinea pig gets bladder stones, it can get an infection, and once an infection sets in the urinary tract of a guinea pig, it's quite hard to bring them back from that, so you may well lose your guinea pig. So this is why I'm not using Burgess XL anymore, because it's got far too much alfalfa in it. I've researched this myself, and 10 of the ingredients have alfalfa in it. if you're feeding your guinea pigs this, that's fine, and you don't have to take my word for it, but go and do the research yourself. This has caused weight gain in my guinea pigs, and I'm not willing to give my guinea pigs a source of alfalfa every day because it's too high in calcium for them. So that's why I'm not feeding them Burgess XL. So on to what I am feeding them and why I'm feeding them. And yes, I have all this written down because there's no way I would remember. So I'm feeding them Wag Optimum and Dima Mega C. Wag Optimum's good. I'm happy with Wag Optimum. But as I was doing my research about Burgess, I decided to find out what the best pellet to give them was. So I got this, and it's a German make. It's actually from the UK, but the ingredients are all written in German, so obviously I wanted to double check. I mean, my German's pretty good, but I had to double check that there wasn't something really odd. So basically, this has 3 milligrams per kilogram of vitamin C, which means you are going to have to have used this up within 3 months, because vitamin C does deplete in that time, and so they're not going to be getting 3 milligrams per kilogram if you haven't used it within 3 months. These are Timothy-based pellets. There is another one that you can buy on Zooplus that has alfalfa-based pellets, just in case anyone looks at that and says, "You're wrong!" I'm not wrong. It's got wheat bran, soya meal, barley, molasses, oats, linseed and rapeseed meal. So I'm happy with all these ingredients. And then we have vitamin A, D3, E, C and copper. Now, another thing that bugbears me, and I'm sorry this video is going to be incredibly long, is people say, no, it's got vitamin A, that's good for them. Why is it good for them? So I've made sure I've looked up each vitamin and find out why it's good for them, so I thought I'd share that with you now as well. Vitamin A is good for their healthy eyes and vision, so that's something you definitely want in there. And D3 is for healthy bones, which comes from sunlight. So if your guinea pigs are never outside, you do want something with some form of vitamin D of any variety. Vitamin E is for a healthy immune system, and it helps the body to repair and make collagen, make skin, cartilage, tendons, ligaments and blood vessels. So, that's incredibly important, because if they injure something, you want to know that their body's capable of replenishing, especially with regard to skin and cartilage. And then finally, vitamin C is good for, why can't I think today? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, my brain has gone fried. Yeah, it's essential for healing wounds, sorry. It's healing wounds, repairing and maintaining bones and teeth. So yeah, vitamin C, for the same reason as us, you want vitamin C in their diet because, it takes care of their bones, and if they have an injury, that, you're not going to have too many problems if the body's producing enough vitamin C. So yeah, that's why I've chosen those pellets, and they cost me about £5 for this bag, which was approximately half full. It's 2.5 kilograms, so that'll last a while. But again, remember, if you have it longer than 3 months, then it's not going to have the vitamin C that says on the bag. And then finally, the other food that I've got here is the guinea pig food and forage, which I give to any guinea pig that I've got that's under 6 months. So basically just Casper, and yeah, because it's alfalfa based, and it's got really good nutrients for young piggies and pregnant piggies, but of course I don't have pregnant piggies. So now I want to talk about vegetables, because they're an essential part of a guinea pig's diet, and of course my guinea pig's diet. And you can't just blindly look up what which vegetables guinea pigs can have and feed them to them. You have to know what they can have. So obviously they can have grass daily as much as they want, because again, my guinea pigs clearly haven't been in the wild, but in the wild they're not going around eating carrots and things like that. They're eating grass and leaves and such like. And of course that has to be fresh grass. It can't be clipped or out the lawnmower or dried. And you want it to be from your garden, but if you live in an area like in the city where there's lots of car fumes and chemicals and things, you need to wash it. Basically, it needs to be cleaned, and you need to take off the roots, because guinea pigs shouldn't eat anything with a root on it. With regard to wild plants,